Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Wednesday, everybody. We want to say welcome to this Hump Day Wednesday. And this is Arlene Hughes coming at you live from Atlanta, GA. Thanks for hopping on the call today. Now, let's kick off this great day together as we hear more on how to break records in life. Guys, we want you to spread the word now. There is still time for others to hop on. You know what we say? Come one, come all. Now, it's time to recognize some record breakers. First thing we want to do is recognize some new record breakers who come on board to our awesome family. Cornelius and Sonata Ringfeld. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the team. You guys are a barrel of laughs. So glad you found us. Delante Pascal. This young entrepreneur is ready to take this thing to the top. Glad to have you on board. Claudia Copeland. Guys, she saw this presentation and was smiling and laughing and engaged the whole time. Awesome decision. Mr. Adam Garcia, welcome to the beaches of the world. The world is now your oyster. Now we want to go ahead and also recognize some people who are doing some other great things. Miss Sheena Trimiar. Guys, she had 5 people on the Zoom call last night, getting the news out, actually getting the good news out. Congratulations to Kim and John Walton. They just had their 3rd travel party in 7 days. Oh, my goodness. That's how you run towards becoming a record breaker. We also want to say happy 25th anniversary to David and Delana Miller. These lovebirds have gotten it done the right way to be committed and loving. And we wish you 25 more great years and more. Also want to say happy 11th birthday to Jesse Parker, the son of Jamie Parker. Way to go, young man. Hope your day was amazing. Now, guys, it's time for us to go ahead and kick off our scripture for the day. You know, we always want to add God to our days. So the person bringing you the scripture today, he's a young man that's a rising senior. He's a servant leader. He actually leads well in his church group. He's a certified lifeguard. Actually managed to save 2 lives this summer so far. He's an excellent athlete in basketball and volleyball. Guys, I give you my son, Galen Jarrell Hughes.
Good morning, guys. My name is Galen, and I'm 17 years old. Today, guys, with school rolling around just around the corner, I'm not actually sad. I'm actually thankful for their ability to have a free education. So the scripture for today, guys, coming from Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20. It reads, "Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us, unto him be glory in the church by Christ Jesus throughout all ages, world without end. Amen." So the person that we're bringing us the next segment of our call, guys, he's a father and husband. He runs 4 different companies. He was in Time magazine and has been featured on multiple TV shows, radios, and newspapers. He served in the United States Marine Corps for 9 years. Thank you for your service. He's a national trainer and mentors hundreds. And he's helped over 200 girls get scholarships to college. He's also a 100K ring earner in this concept, guys. So please give a big welcome to my dad, Dale Hughes.
Thank you for that, son. I appreciate that. And, well, I'm thankful that God woke me up this morning. It's a dreary Wednesday morning here in Atlanta. But you know what? For everybody on the call, Good morning, good day, great rising, great day. Welcome to this morning's broadcast. We like to begin by acknowledging God. You're listening to How to Break Records in Life. My name is Del Hughes. We conduct this call weekdays, 7:25 a.m. to 7:55 a.m. We hope to add a little value to your day by starting it off with inspiration. And family, our book of the bottom half of the month is Hope Dealers by Nadine Blaze Sarayas, the international bestseller. Go out and pick up a copy of Hope Dealers on Amazon. And this morning, man, we've got a lot to cover. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in this morning. Today's topic, our focus today, and this is a doozy, how to create an effective call to action. How to create an effective call to action. Now, guys, there's a lot of things you can do. You can create your own blog, your own podcast. You can have videos. There's a ton of things that you can do to have people actually call in or move to action, subscribe to your event, pick up a product. These are calls to action. And you can do a lot to make sure that you have exactly what you need. And so let me see if I can give you a couple of tools that you can use to make sure you're effective at it. So whether you're broadcasting a Facebook Live or you're writing an email or a blog post, you always need to give your audience a clear benefit. And it needs to be downright irresistible. And it needs to be a reason that they need to take action. Now, if you give a limp call to action, that'll lead to embarrassing results, no doubt about it. It's not really what you want. So let me see if I can give you maybe a 3-step formula. You can craft a psychologically compelling call to action that captivates your audience. It compels them to stick around and do whatever is expected of them next to move to the next step. And so first, why don't we examine, there's an age-old truism out there in marketing. And let's see if we can answer this question once and for all. And I'm going to get a lot of your attention right now. Does sex sell? Well, if you're a student of the game and you look at the 2014 study out of Johns Hopkins, which analyzed a bunch of Super Bowl ads generated and which ones generated the most social media activity, the most press coverage, the most recall, basically how well anybody in the audience can remember a given ad later, the answer is unequivocally no. Or more accurately, perhaps sex doesn't sell better or worse than any other commonly used advertising trope. Now, this has huge implications for big brands because when you're spending over $5 million for 30 seconds of airtime, well, you better make it count, right? And in case you're thinking, okay, that's neat, but I'm not in the market for an ad during the Super Bowl, bear with me for just a minute. Because what I'm going to show you is that there are universal psychological principles that always work. And they'll make sure you can move your audience to action. So let's see which ads at the Super Bowl really perform best. Now, the answer to the question, this is published in the Journal of Marketing Theory. And it conducted a 2-year analysis of 108 Super Bowl commercials. And they found that the most common themes were sex appeal, humor, celebrity endorsement, and cute animals. And they were evenly distributed in terms of their results. And none of these elements alone correlated with success or failure of a particular ad. Contrary to popular belief, you can't simply rely on puppies and kittens and babies and scantily clad beachgoers to bring your ad to the forefront of people's minds. So what does work? What type of ad performed best in every instance? Well, surprise, surprise, to all you budding copywriters out there, they discovered hands down the ads that sell were ads that tell stories. Ads that tell stories crush the competition. Now, like I said, this might not come as a big surprise to you guys out there, but there's more. The study, it actually discovered that it's not just any type of story that's effective, because let's face it, you could argue that almost any commercial is in some form a story, right? Here's what they found. The stories that capture attention and are memorable, they follow a narrative arc. It's a specific style of arc. In fact, the following is known as the 5-act Shakespearean formula. And in case you didn't study the Bard, or if you didn't take theater out there, let's see if I can give you exactly what that structure is. So, Act 1, introduction. The audience is introduced to the time and the place and the characters and the conflict at the heart of the story. Act 2, or Part 2, rising action. Now the plot thickens with intrigue and conflict and secrets and revelations and complications. The third part, the third act, is the climax, where the events at the heart of the climax cannot be undone. This is like the moment of the peak of suspense, where the main character is presented with a crossroads or a crisis or whatever happens, and the world of the characters will never be the same. Now, I'll give you a couple examples. Like in The Matrix, which is one of my very favorite movies ever, this is when Neo confronts Agent Smith. Or in Star Wars, another one of my favorite movies, the assault on the Death Star. Or Lord of the Rings, my favorite series of movies, that's when Frodo reaches Mount Doom. Now, Part 4, Act 4, is falling action. Now, here we've got the final hurrah, which is, it's most often that suspenseful moment that leaves you in doubt as to whether the protagonist will prevail over the antagonist. And here we have a dramatic cliffhanger where, okay, in The Matrix, Neo dies before being reborn and actually defeats Smith. Or Luke in Star Wars is the final pilot in the Death Star assault, and he has to use the Force to hit that exhaust pipe. Or in Lord of the Rings, Frodo hesitates to destroy the ring, and he's confronted with that character Gollum. Or, in familiar, regular trope, the guy screws up royally, and then you're left in suspense wondering whether or not he's going to win the girl and accomplish the mission. Now, Act 5 is the resolution. Now, finally, this is where the story wraps up and it resolves itself, and any loose ends are tied up, and the consequences of the story are played out. For better or worse, depending on whether the story is more of a comedy or a tragedy, no doubt. Everything I just said sounds familiar, right? Okay, that's what the Shakespearean formula is. Now, the psychological power of the 5-act narrative structure gives you this. The study actually discovered that commercials that conform to that formula are the most popular by a large margin. Now, a great example is to look at one of the Budweiser commercials where they have the Clydesdales. Now, in this commercial, what happens is you have a puppy going out to the stable, and one of the Clydesdales kind of whinnies, and the puppy barks at him, and you can tell that they're friends. And so one of the people delivering horses to the ranch has his trailer open. The puppy decides to go and investigate the trailer. Well, the guy closes the puppy up in the trailer, and he takes off throughout the city. The puppy finally finds a way out of the trailer, but now he's lost, and the owner is looking for the puppy. He's posting posters all over the place, and the puppy is trying to find his way back. The puppy is about to get home. He's really close. He's on the farm, but then this wolf confronts the puppy, and it looks like the wolf is going to eat the puppy, and the puppy is barking. And the Clydesdales hear the puppy barking, and they bust out of the stable, and they go save the puppy, and the puppy is running home toward his owner. His owner grabs him, scoops him up, gives him a bath, and the Clydesdales and the puppies are all a big family. Now, that's a great commercial. And what they found is that for the third year in a row, Budweiser ads that feature the Clydesdales ranked as the number one commercial out there. And as you'll see, they adhere to that formula almost completely. It's a mini movie. And you got the setting and the characters. You know, you got the farmer, the Clydesdales, the puppy, all on the farm. And then there's some complication, and that's when the puppy sneaks into the trailer and he gets lost. Then it's the climax where the puppy on his way back is only confronted by the wolf just on the edge of the farm. And then there's the reverse where the puppy's fortune just changes because the Clydesdales break out of their stalls and they chase the wolf and they save the puppy. And then 5, there's the resolution or the resolve where the farmer wakes and he sees his puppy running home. He gives him a bath and they're all loving each other. Now, basically, it's time to celebrate by going out to get a Budweiser, right? But that's a very effective and memorable way to create an ad. But it's literally the scene for a Shakespearean playbook. And that's interesting. There's an emotional impact of the complete narrative and the arc. So if you're curious and you want to see more on that, you can look it up in Time Magazine if you want to. Now, there are some profound takeaways here for you. If you intend to market your business and if you intend to attract the people into your business, you want to take note of a couple things that we'll get to here in just a few seconds. But first, know that as direct marketers, we have to interpret these findings for our own specific purpose. And what I mean by that is this. When you look at the criteria used to determine what makes a successful Super Bowl ad and the metrics that make people recall, when you look at YouTube views or polls and surveys and social media likes, you see that that's a branding technique. It's not a direct response technique. See, I used to be in advertising, and you have branding campaigns and you have direct response campaigns. They're wholly different. You drive down 285 and you see a billboard for Cracker Barrel, but it doesn't have an exit number or a store address. It just has the picture of the pancakes and butter and some syrup. That's an awareness campaign. That's branding. So you think about Cracker Barrel all the time. It's entirely different than driving and seeing an AT&T advertisement on the side of a bus that says you can go and pick up the latest Galaxy S10 right now at your AT&T store and buy one and get one free. Just find your closest AT&T dealer. That's a direct response campaign. So let me see if I can do a little bit more to help you guys see exactly what I'm talking about. Branding is pretty much, it's associated with the big companies out there. And its goal is to raise awareness and build trust and likability. Now, direct response, that's concerned with creating an immediate action. And so I gave you a great example already, but let's say you want to kind of confine it to your world. Let's say you want to create a blog or a Facebook Live, and you want to attend a webinar. Then you want somebody to buy whatever you're promoting. Well, there's an immediate action, and that can be measured by how many people actually directly respond. Now, there's overlap between direct response and branding, of course, and marketers, they debate the merits of each one. But for my purpose and everybody who's on my broadcast this morning, we're all entrepreneurs for the most part. And we're more concerned with immediate results rather than measurable results, right? So we're concerned with things like I want somebody to sign up. I want somebody to opt in. I want somebody to click on my ad. I want somebody to attend my event. I want somebody to enroll in my service. So what you can learn from the Super Bowl commercials is you see that Shakespearean style. It's enjoyed by a lot of people out there. People all get it. There's curiosity. There's intrigue. There's drama. Heck, you even got action. And those movies are great. And you feel a bit of excitement. You feel a bit of emotion, and everything wraps up neatly. And then you go on with your day, right? Now, in contrast, if you want to be a successful network marketer, internet, or entrepreneur, if you want to be the type of person you dream of being, and for those of us who are in WV, if you want to hit IMD, if you want to hit your next rank, then the goal is actually to compel someone to take action today or tomorrow. And so what you don't want to do for anyone that you're speaking to or talking to or reaching out to is complete their experience. You don't want them to have the feeling of, man, I really enjoyed that. Now I'm going on about my day. You want them to take the next step. So in essence, what you've got to do is resist providing all of your information, providing the resolution to your story, and you want to create enough desire for them to jump through a few more hoops to satisfy their curiosity. Basically, you need to create a cliffhanger every time you're marketing. Create a cliffhanger of experience. Now, if you want to create an effective call to action, you've got to leave your audience wanting more. This is one of the main reasons we talk about in our training with WV. Don't give all of your information away. You do not want to try and explain the movie. You want to give a trailer for the movie. The people that you're talking about, the people that you're speaking to, they should feel agitated in some way after they get done talking to you until they've taken whatever step you want them to take next. Whether you want them to opt in to show up to a travel party, whether you want them to click a link to log into your blog or see a video that you posted, there's actually a lot of psychology at work in the process. And if you want to look up the theories behind it, the science behind it, you can look up, it's called the Zeigarnik effect. Zeigarnik, Z-E-I-G-A-R-N-I-K, Zeigarnik effect. And that describes the desire your brain has to complete unfinished tasks. And that includes, even a narrative experience like this right here. The brain hates a loop that isn't closed. It's the main reason why when you watch a 4-part miniseries, after watching part 1, you can't wait to see part 2. You hate the fact that they're stopping it. You want to see the conclusion. Guys, the brain hates it when it doesn't know what happened to little Jimmy. He was falling off the cliff, but it looked like someone was on their way to save him, but they didn't hear him and then they ended the show. They ended the movie. That's what you want to do. That's exactly what you want to do. Now, in keeping with the cliffhanger effect, I'm going to let every one of you know right now. I'm going to tell you, train you, show you, teach you how to do that, but not today. We're going to finish this up. It's going to be a 2-part series, and we're going to finish it up this week. Right now, I want to let you know we're moving on to that segment of our show, and I know a lot of you are angry with me right now, but chances are you want to learn how to make your business work better. Chances are you'll tune in and you'll wait to hear the second part of this series. But for now, I want us all, despite the weather and wherever you happen to be listening, despite the day, despite what happened yesterday, I want you to get up, get roaring, get ready, because we speak life into our path every day. We say affirmations on the show. We make declarations over our life. And we want you to be a part of that. We want you, we invite you, we encourage you. Say these along with us, out loud, with conviction, giving no mind or care to whoever's around you. We start the same way every day, but every day is just a little bit different. I am a child of the light. I love my life. I am disciplined and I get things done. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am happy, healthy, and doggone it, I'm financially free. And you are. I'm the type of leader other leaders wish they could be. I inspire everyone I come in contact with to be more than they ever thought they could be on their own. I'm the life of the party, doggone it. Everybody loves me. I am amazed at what my body can do. I am healthy and will be until the very last day of my life. I am a winner and I am a champion. Family, you know I think laughter is the most potent medicine there is. We need to laugh more. We need to feel it down in the belly. And we end this broadcast every day with a joke. And we hit absolute home runs with the jokes that we tell. And so I got a little story for you this morning. And so this guy, he calls a hospital, and a nurse answers the phone. And the guy says, "You need to send help right now. You need to send somebody right now to my house. My wife is going into labor." And the nurse says, "Is this her first child?" And then the guy says, "No, this is her husband." Family, I hope that brought a smile to your face. You've been listening to How to Break Records in Life. I'm your host, Del Hughes. We conduct this call weekdays, 7:25 a.m. to 7:55 a.m. We hope we added a little value to your day. We hope we started it off with a little inspiration. Drop back in each day this week. We hope to hear you tomorrow. But until then, have faith, stay the course. Have faith, stay the course. Take care, family.